How is it going, you lovely lot? The transfer window is shut, but we've been busy. Yes, folks, we are back here. It's Park to Prem. You know what we're doing today if you saw yesterday's video. We made £1 million off a game against West Ham, and following on from that game, we were able to sell a transfer clause for Chris Watson for an additional £1.3 million, I think it was. I wish there was a screen somewhere in game where you could look at clauses that you've sold. For some reason, Chris Watson has had a face and race change. I wish I could explain it. I don't know why that's happened. I have got some recorded footage I can show on screen of us cashing in on the clause. The 20-year-old is a good little player, but he's not playing regular football in the Championship at the age of 20. He's about to turn 21. I just don't really see a world where he is ever going to be worth £3 million. Now, naturally, you might be thinking, well, Jack, you've sold him for £1.3 million. You've got that £1 million from the FA Cup run. Did you reinvest it? Well, right now I haven't. I'm kind of investing it for the future, though. For reasons that are going to become apparent rather soon, I am already planning for life in the Championship, and 3 of these signings I feel like could be investigated as some kind of money fraud or something. Apologies to football fans of Northern Ireland and of Linfield. I feel like the rest of the Northern Irish Football League is probably fine with this, but in the season preview, Linfield were nailed on fan favourites to win the title. They are down in 7th, loads of their players had contracts expiring, and I've gone ahead and stole 3 of their best players. I think the biggest punt of them all is Gnolu. The Ivorian is a decent little player with 19 jumping reach. A little bit of potential. He is a natural defensive mid. I'm kind of tempted to try and play him at centre-back. Admittedly, he's 193 centimetres tall with 7 strength, which in my mind doesn't make sense. This man is the big friendly giant with 9 aggression as well, but he's one for the future. For some reason, the scout report on him has expired. There were some question marks over his potential, but as a free transfer for less than £1,000 a week, he just seemed like a good buy. Now, Jonas O'Connor we looked at in last season's transfer special. You might remember me looking at him thinking, oh, he's kind of interesting. Well, the 19-year-old was available on a free transfer come the end of his contract. Lacks a little bit in the physical department, but has some really good mentals and some really, really good creativity. 16 passing is so good for this level. At 19, we got a scout report, a little bit of potential. I've decided to snap him up on a free deal. Apparently, it might only be League One potential. Let's hope that's wrong. And the last of the players we've signed is Connor O'Loughlin from Linfield. Yeah, Linfield have just lost an entire golden generation, it feels like. The 20-year-old here is a centre-back and nothing more. Like, he's not going to do a lot when he's on the ball. He's not going to do anything flashy, but the man can jump, the man can defend. And at 20 years old, I just feel like he's going to be a really good addition to the team. Joins us as a squad player. Obviously, centre-back is an area where we are very much blessed. As a kind of a third-choice centre-back in the Championship on a free transfer, at 20 years old, I think he's a really, really good buy. So those 3 signings are the safe bets. There's also some punts we've got going on. The first is Sassy, yes, a Tunisian who I was told was going to get a work permit, so we're going to hope that is true. I'm looking at these physicals and they look absolutely monstrous. He is 19 years young. Not the best from a defensive point of view, but I feel like as a long-term left-back option, he could be great. A bid of £28,000 for a player this good just kind of feels like a little bit of a no-brainer. And the other man we've signed from Atletico Nacional. Now, if you've ever managed in Football Manager, you've signed players from Atletico Nacional. I was looking through players who were likely to get a work permit. Lopez showed up as a player likely to get one. 21 years old. You will observe he is a natural centre attacking mid. Yeah, I know we don't play with centre attacking mids, but with 16 finishing, I feel like he could be a really, really good striker for us. He's 21, bags of potential, allegedly should get a work permit, which we're going to hope is true. Has some Championship potential, and for less than £500,000 of all the money we've got, I just feel like he'd be quite a fun buy. We've given him an offer. We're still waiting to find out if he'll actually join us because we're not in a transfer window. No one else has made bids or anything. So, yeah, hopefully this one just gets over the line. I guess the thing I'd say about these 5 signings is they are all younger players, punts for the future, but I feel like they all represent value for money in their own way. Obviously, Carlos Lopez at £450,000, maybe slightly less of a bargain, but I feel like he's still a lot of bang for your buck. And yeah, don't say that I'm done yet. I could still spend a bit more money. I say that, actually, when all these deals are done, I'm not going to have that much money left, at least in the recruitment budgets. But of course, thanks to the FA Cup last episode, financially, we are in a really good spot. And with the Chris Watson sell-on clause kind of activated, £2.4 million in the bank. Sadly, our next FA Cup game, we can't really expect to get similar sums of money as we did last time when we took on West Ham. We are at home here against Stockport. Stockport are in our own division. Admittedly, they are the team team in form. They have rocketed up the league lately. We did beat them in the league last month, but this is not a surefire thing. It'd be quite funny, wouldn't it, to knock out West Ham and then get knocked out at home against Stockport. Plan of attack, by the way, for today. Do this game against Stockport. If we win it, we're doing the second kind of round of the competition that we're moving into, which will be the 5th round today. If we don't beat Stockport, I've not got a plan B. So that's going to be really awkward. Anyway, since you were last here, we have played 6 games in the league. We've kept, 4 clean sheets in a row as well. So in some really, really good form. And of course, like I already mentioned, we did beat Stockport County, who are playing later today, 3-1. I was really, really happy with how this game went. There was one issue, though. Rodriguez picked up an injury against Stockport, and he's still not fit now. Yeah, this has been just a nightmare season for Alberto Rodriguez. He was the absolute star boy, wasn't he, in League 2? Injuries have been an issue this year. They've impacted his development massively, and he's barely a starter for us now, and it's just sad to see. Following on from that Stockport result, another tricky game. This one against Bolton. They are in, second. We are in first, as things stand now, but going into this game, we were neck and neck, and in the end, it was one spell of possession that saw us get back into the game. It was Teo and Zedjevic John just working the ball nicely between one another. Teo has been playing regularly as our right back. Here's the reason why. He put the ball on a plate there, and he has been a man in form. I mean, what do you say about this man? Signed to be a centre-back. He is unhappy, actually, because we've not been playing him enough. I started playing him after he complained, and as you can see here, his run of form has just been really, really solid. It's always fun, isn't it, when a player has a bit of a resurgence? Teo is doing that for us at the moment. He is very likely to start today's first match. And well, from there, it's been a little bit of a demolition job lately. 5-0 against Grimsby Town. Aguiar with a hat-trick against Charlton. Zedjevic John popping up the hero yet again. 7 goals to his name this year. Bit of a drop-off from last season, but it's never not going to amuse me to just look at his career profile and that season he had in the National League, and then kind of look at what he has done since then. It is just wild. Still don't really know what went wrong in that first season he joined us, but he's found his groove now as more of a squad player and is still improving a little bit. And another man who's been improving a whole lot is Aguiar. He got 2 goals as we beat Bristol Rovers 2-0, and against Blackpool he'd grab another brace. Yeah, this guy has 7 goals in his last 4 league games. He's over doubled his goal tally in that time. Maybe he is starting to find his feet in England and starting to come good. Unfortunately, as a result of this recent run of form, there is not a title fight nor really a promotion fight going on. There are still 12 games left of the season, but we find ourselves 18 points clear of Preston North End. I'm going to say it now, next season we are going to be playing in the Championship, which is why today we are just going to put full focus on the FA Cup, kicking things off with this home game against Stockport. They have been rocketing up League One. They're a team we need to be a little wary of, but I do feel like with our team and, well, a general lack of injuries across the board, we should be okay. I say a lack of injuries. Rodriguez is bandaged up and failed his fitness test, but besides him, we are in a really healthy spot here, which means I can just pick a team based entirely on form. Like I mentioned, Teo finds himself back in the first team. Richards as well, still playing out on the right-hand side. I do feel like this is an area of the pitch we are going to have to upgrade next year. I was really hoping Rodriguez was going to be able to make the step up to the Championship, but truthfully, he's not really made the step up to this level either. Elsewhere, Donnelly and Suljic at the back have been really, really good. I feel like in general, just defenders don't get good ratings in the game unless they get goals or assists, which for centre-backs just doesn't really happen. I suppose the fact that we have the least amount of goals conceded is testament to the fact that our defence in the league, at least, has been really, really good this year. And a man who's definitely contributed to that is Denner. This man is 22. When you look at his polygon now, I feel like he looks like he could scrape into like a Premier League team if you were newly promoted and on a low budget. Obviously for us, he has just been tearing it up in League One, continuing to improve a load. Yeah, I'm hoping we can keep hold of him because I think he is going to be great for the long term. Elsewhere in the team, it's going to be Riley, Owen, Alvarez and Cooper in the midfield. This has been the trio that has largely been just locked down and playing on the regular. I feel like Riley Owen hasn't really excelled as that defensive midfielder, deep line playmaker, but to be honest, no one has in this system, and yet we're still finding a way through and finding some good results. Elsewhere, Cooper, 7 goals and 8 assists is a really impressive return. season. Alvarez perhaps has been a little bit quieter. I feel like maybe we found a limit with his level. Admittedly, when you look at his polygon, it's kind of apparent. He's not a technical player. He's not a super kind of visionary creative player, nor is he very attacking. He's pacey, bit of a freak in that regard, can carry the ball nicely, but it's just a really good defensive option, which in cup games is particularly nice. And in the final third, like I mentioned, we are going with Richards out on the right. Kosahase out on the left-hand side is yet to really have a breakthrough moment. The Ivorian was only signed as a squad player, but when I looked at his ability, I was really confident he could make that step up. But he is a player with no defending ability, no aerial ability, the mentals of a marshmallow, and sadly, to be honest, just his raw creativity and attacking ability hasn't been enough to carry him at this level, which is maybe a cause for concern longer term. 3 goals when he's had an XG of 6.7. Is really particularly bad, isn't it? Meanwhile, Aguiar exceeding his XG. 13 goals now in 26. Hasn't scored in the FA Cup yet. We drew, of course, 0-0 against West Ham. Hoping we can turn up and play better today. Having beaten West Ham, I really want to kind of keep this FA Cup run going, at least until we can get potentially another big game against another big team. The team that we have here is at full strength. As for Stockport County, they have got Kellyman, who you might remember I obsessed about during the kind of pre-season of this season. I was desperate to sign him as a striker. He's playing for Stockport County at centre attacking mid. He has already scored against me for Stockport in this league season. Okay, it's a big old game today. Stockport County early doors have a free kick in a dangerous area. It's whipped all the way to the back post, headed over. I'm going to claim Barrett had that covered. That did not look convincing though. Stockport are playing with a shadow striker, 2 wide forwards and a deep lying forward. That is a crazy attacking shape. I was getting ready to do a shout, but immediately as I clicked on the shout drop down, Stockport got a throw in. They're now on the front foot with Totti. Stevens for them has the ball. Lays it inside to Totti, who is their left back playing in more of an inverted role. Ball's played through the middle. Mothersill scores. I'm hoping there's a flag going to be raised. Okay, there is. I was thinking for a moment that Barrett had an absolute nightmare in goal there, but we've got away with it. Okay, early doors in this game, they've had 66% of the ball, so you know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to switch to pass into feeds on our team, lower the tempo, make the passing shorter. This is something we've done on the regular this year. It's worth noting they are playing with 2 strikers when they don't have the ball, so I do feel like for our team instruction here, in possession, build-up play, rather than going to the centre-backs that are going to be man-marked, better off looking to move to the full-backs. Hoping to see the possession bar go up a little bit now. It is slightly, admittedly, Stockport still having a lot of the ball. On paper, they probably have a marginally better team than us, to be honest. But obviously, with our league form, with our kind of form going into this game, we want to be winning this. I'm going to shout some encouragement. That gets a half-decent reaction out of the players. There's only 10 minutes left of this first half. There has not been a shot on target for either team. Denner at left back, looking to bring the ball out here. Can he find a pass? He does. He picks out Alvarez nicely. He picks out Kosahase. On a booking, the Ivorian's got to be a little bit careful. Riley Owen, what a ball that is to Denner. At left back, whipping it towards the middle. Ekiar's there. He heads it against the woodwork. It's our first real opportunity of the game. It's wasted. I mean, could we still be on the attack here? Alvarez goes wide. You can kind of see our build-up play here. Teo, that is an ambitious cross. Admittedly, we have forced to save out the keeper. Was that a shot on target? Does that count for the record books? I'm going to hope so. Okay, well, having had that kind of half opportunity, we've now got another, well, potential opportunity here. Admittedly, you know, it is a goal kick. Maybe expecting it to be a chance for us is a tad ambitious, although we've worked the ball nicely over to Denner on the left-hand side yet again. Kosahase trying to hold up the ball unsuccessfully, but does find it back to Cooper. Alvarez spreads the ball wide to Teo, sliding in at right back, fizzes in across there. Kosahase, I feel like he was already anticipating the flick on before it happened. Cooper, edge of the box, into the box. We've hit the woodwork. How did that not cross the line? Teo might try and keep it alive. Aguiar's there. And for the second time in the last 5 minutes of this half, we have hit the post. And with it, there's momentum in our favour. I feel like, really, the half-time is just coming here at the worst possible time. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. We want to be getting through in the FA Cup. We need to be getting through in the FA Cup. This is the 4th round. I want to be in the 5th round. I want to get a big payday again, if we can. Kosahase, Cooper. Imagine if we can get a kick-off goal. That would be nice. Alvarez, Teo at right back. I love seeing Teo back in the team. Cooper, he's already hit the woodwork once. Doesn't pull the trigger there. Do need to be wary of their kind of players on the counter-attack. They have ability, I feel like, to catch us out here, Stockport, if we are not careful. At the same time, I don't really want to change anything in this game because we've been having a little bit more of the ball and they're not really creating anything either. Teo at right back, involved in the ball kind of play again here. Where's he going to go? Where is he going to go? He's going to fizz it across. Aguiar's there. I mean, Teo is at the heart of everything right now. Going to shout some encouragement to start this half. Give me the green happy smiley faces. I feel like momentum has shifted in this game with the changes we've made. Half an hour left here. I feel like fresh legs are needed. Kosa Hasse, I'm going to take off. I'm going to bring in Zedcevic John elsewhere. I'm going to bring in Herbie James, I think, for Richards as well. He's not had the best of games. Herbie James, admittedly, has been out of the first team for a little while now. Aguiar's not been at his best, but just due to his recent form, I think you've just got to keep him on the pitch and hope he can deliver. I am actually going to bring in Castillo, and I'm not going to play him at channel midfielder. I'm going to play him as a midfield playmaker. I want to try and use his real passing ability and just hope that he can maybe unlock the defence. That's the plan. Defensively, we don't need to change anything here. We're yet to have a shot on target against our goal. I think in League One, we are the team with the fewest shots against all year. We're very, very good at just shutting down attacks, I feel like. Obviously, with the defenders we've got, it's kind of to be expected. I'm going to change our mentality here to attacking with 15 minutes left. I think this will go straight to another penalty shootout like yesterday's game, which I'd really rather try and avoid. And just given how momentum has shifted in this game, we're having a little bit more of the ball. I feel like now is the time to really try and press home the advantage that we've got. The ball is lumped forward. Suljic wins a great little header. Castillo, I've brought you in for your passing. That was a simple pass, but he executed it nicely. It's now Denner at left back. Playing a ball through. That is an insane ball. Aguiar's there. The keeper tips it over. I mean, our fullbacks have been the best players on the pitch today, I feel like. I'm starting to get nervous, you know. 5 minutes left here. I feel like I put more expectation on myself for this game than the West Ham one, which makes the fact we've not scored again feel all the more tragic. How much added time is there going to be? 3 minutes. Is there to be any late drama? Maybe. There's 25 seconds left. Now, I think this game goes straight to penalties, but I know the FA Cup replay rule at one point did have something to do with the level of opposition and the number of games they've played. I think that's changed now, so the fact that we're both League One teams is somewhat irrelevant, which is a tad unfortunate because I do feel like with extra time here we could maybe make something happen. It's not what's going to happen though. We're going straight to pens. And as we established already, we do not have good penalty takers in this team. To be honest, in retrospect, I should have been subbing on the better penalty takers in anticipation. Barrett is going to have to take another. Castillo and Suljic are also going to be over them. Oh, I need Barrett to be a hero again. Okay, Mother Silly's going to take the first pen. He shoots. Barrett goes the right way, but can't stop it. Okay, Riley Owen. He has been our main penalty taker this year. He's been pretty reliable when we've called upon him, the defensive mid. He's had a quiet game today. Can he still score from the spot? He can. He picks his corner. Keeper goes the wrong way. Conway up next, looking to put Stockport County ahead. Barrett went the right way again, but just couldn't stop it. The away fans behind the goal are taunting Zayn Albers. Can he just step up, pick his corner, and finish it? You bet your bottom dollar he can. Okay, it's Kellyman. I wanted to sign him. I want him to miss now. He doesn't miss. Barrett, he's not performed the same heroics as last time, but he could perform them now because he's got to take a penalty. He took the 5th previously. He's now stepping up to take our 3rd. The big number 1. Can he send the Stockport County keeper the wrong way? I'll tell you what, best penalty of the bunch. And how about that for a celebration? Okay, 2 penalties left for either team before sudden death. Dunn steps up. Oh, I thought Barrett was going to save it. He doesn't, though. I'm going to be honest, Luis Castillo, not been the player I thought he was going to be when we signed him 18 months ago, but a goal here could keep him in the reckoning. That is an awful penalty. Keeper's gone the wrong way. It's basically sudden death from here on out. 1 save, Barrett. 1 save is all we're asking for. Martin is going to step up here and try and convert. He shoots. Barrett got a hand to it, but he couldn't stop it going in. Oh, Suljic. Why do I feel like he's going to miss? He's still got the release clause, by the way. I might hope someone enacts it if he misses. He steps up the centre-back. He scores. I take it all back. I love him. That was very negative from me. Okay, Abdi up next. It's sudden death. No one has missed a penalty yet, and that still remains the case. That's a great pen. Oh, Teo, I've spent the whole episode bigging you up. Please, mate, please. The centre-back steps up. He scores. Oh my, we could be here all night. Onyema is up next. Barrett is in goal. Mate, just 1 save. 1 save. He's still not made a save. They've scored 7 penalties in a row. This is definitely one of those situations where I really wish we weren't taking the 2nd penalty all the time. It's Zedcevic John to step up and take it. The number 11 on his right foot. Can he make it? 7 from 7 for us. He's tried to Panenka it. He's tried to Panenka it. What are we doing? Like, what's happening? The keeper's run off with the ball to the corner flag. I don't know what's happened. Why is he trying to Panenka it? I mean, admittedly, look, we've not scored against West Ham. We've not scored against Stockport County there. You can't really expect to win a game of football if you don't score. But a Panenka! I'm going to find some good news. Lopez's move is delayed due to a work permit. £444,000 to this guy, 21 years old. I like the look of him a lot. Zedrovic John says he's ready to put himself on the spot. Well, I'm not ready to put him on the spot. He can think again. Now, if you were thinking when I said I didn't really have a plan for today, that I was like joking or just being a bit silly. No, genuinely, I didn't really have a plan if we didn't win that game. There's 12 games left of the league season. It's too many games for me to realistically get to the end of things today. Given the fact the game went to a shootout and it has been a longer episode as a result of that, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get to our youth intake, do a little bit of a recap. I can cover, any more potential signings that have happened. Hopefully Lopez and Sassy will be confirmed. And we'll just kind of try and set things up today so that next episode, we can start the transfer special with the end of the season, kind of recap, hopefully us winning everything, and then just get straight down to business. Someone pointed this out to me recently, and I hadn't noticed it, and I thought it was quite neat. The game actually tells you exactly when your youth intake's going to be now on the squad overview page. So I'm going to go to the 20th of March, 33 days away. And I'm probably just going to be disappointed, but maybe I can be surprised. So we've not quite had our youth intake yet, but I thought I'd come back for this. The board have set the budget for the upcoming season. Now, promotion confirmed. Not a load of money, really. £1.8 million in transfer budget. £34,000 in wages will be nice, though. And yeah, we are 13 points clear of Bolton, 25 points clear of Bristol Rovers as well. We've been on a really good run of form lately. Just beat Carlisle 2-1 on the road. Not the most convincing of results, but prior to that, 3-0 against Peterborough, 3-0 against Wickham, 3-0 against Plymouth, 4-1 against Crewe. You know what I'm wondering? Why couldn't we get these goals against Stockport? Owen Barrett, 17 clean sheets, the most in the league. Aaron Richards, 14 assists, the most in the league too. The fact that this man's the top assister in the league, in my mind, makes absolutely no sense. If you were wondering, by the way, Suljic is still the only player of ours in the Media Dream 11. He still has his release clause, although we've now just been promoted. Is he interested in signing a new contract now? No. That's concerning, isn't it? I mean, this man has just been a cheat code in this division. He actually started off really slowly, and it's been his form kind of in the last month or two that has kind of seen his average rate just get propelled stupendously upwards. He's been so good. Naturally, however, with that release clause to teams in the higher division of £375,000, there's little doubt in my mind that a Premier League team is going to see that and probably try and buy him. I was just looking as well at clauses that we could potentially sell on. I was looking at the Diakite one thinking, oh, that could be some good money. No, it turns out Diakite's contract is expiring at the end of the year, and it doesn't look like they're even going to use him. So, yeah, Bristol City signed him for 650k. They only signed him, looking at things here, for a 2-year deal, and they've basically decided he's not good enough, which just feels a bit sad, really. Anyway, I've got Colchester in a moment, but we're going to come back for that intake. Still 12 days away, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play some more FM. Okay, folks, well, I've done the game against Colchester. We won 2-0, and we have all now but confirmed the League One title. So next episode, it is going to be a transfer special. We are going to be preparing for the championship, but there has been a bit of an issue I'm having. Lots of the players currently at the team want new contracts. Riley Owen wants a new contract. Alvarez also wants a new contract. These players want more than £6,000 a week to sign for us. I mean, currently they're on a lot less than that. And whilst I'm anticipating the wage structure at the club to get stretched a little bit with our confirmed promotion, I don't think we're in a position where I can afford to be paying a player £6,000, especially because, of course, just as a little reminder, Evan Donnelly does have that match highest earner clause. Admittedly, with his 30% promotional wage rise, he's going to be on close to £6,000, isn't he? That's going to be fun. And in some sort of a slightly less fun news, the lad we were looking to sign from Atletico Nacional, who is not in their senior team, Apparently he's in their under-20s, even though he's 21. But yes, Carlos Lopez here did not get a work permit. And he was actually willing to sign for us, but £400,000 for a player without a work permit, slightly prohibitive. Some good news though, Sassy did get granted a work permit. Not really sure why one got granted one and one didn't, but Sassy here I think is going to be a really good depth left-back option with some really, really good physicals. And if we look at his scout report here, potentially championship quality. Let's hope he has that and a little bit more. Now, just looking at the youth intake, no elite prospects, only one top prospect as well. It is Baden Spokes. Interesting name, interesting player. 15 years old. I hate the fact you have players that can play centre-back, centre-mid, but have absolutely no context or concept of defensive midfielder. I feel like this is the kind of thing that would have been really important to maybe fix, especially with in and out possession formations coming in FM26. But yeah, he's the pick of the bunch, and as you kind of saw by his potential, he's really not that. There's other players like Connor Barkley here, Sofian as well. I mean, this guy's a little bit pacey, but that is basically all that he has going for him. So it's probably not going to come as a massive surprise. I'm probably not going to be signing any of these players. We have been investing a little bit into kind of our recruitment. Bit disappointing that we've not produced better players here. Youth recruitment of average is just a bit sad. Definitely something I will look to just spam the board requests with, improving the youth facilities, although admittedly with the promotion we've got upcoming and the challenge of the championship, yeah, I don't think we've got the money to spare to just throw it at the youth intake this summer, sadly. It's been a bit of a weird season and a bit of a weird vibe, I feel like, throughout this year, mostly because so many of the most impactful players for us this season were players that we actually signed a little later on into pre-season. I look at someone like Johnny Boy, Aguiar as a player who's been just that, now has 18 goals to his name, and admittedly, there were players like Richards and Teo, who I didn't think were going to be near the first team, that, as you can see by the number of appearances, have gone on to be really regular players for us. I think Barrett in goal has had a great season, but to be honest, I feel like it's just the quality in the defence that's been the difference maker. When we signed Evan Donnelly, I thought we've got one of the best defenders in the league. We're in a great spot. So then when we went and signed Suljic, I was really keen to see how we do. This guy is just far too good for this level. And I think the proof is in the pudding. Defences can win championships, or in this case, League One. We did score the most goals, but 19 clean sheets so far this season. In almost half our games, we've not conceded, which is wild. With 6 games left, I'd love to get it above 19. And it's weird, from a goal scoring point of view, we've got 5 players that have hit double figures for goals. Obviously, Aguiar has found some form lately, as has Alberto Rodriguez. I've been playing him a little bit more lately, and he's actually been playing really well. So maybe the Rodriguez era isn't over yet. But it has just been a bit of a weird season from the point of view of we've not really slipped up that often, and we've really, well, frequently kept clean sheets. And around us, there's not been any kind of super runaway teams. When you kind of look at the teams here, the points tallies are actually really, really low, especially for third downwards. It's been one of those years where everyone has dropped points against one another. There's been a lot of draws in the league as well, way above what you would consider average. And it's kind of as a result of that parity and our ability to grind out results that we've taken a pre-season preview that was below 10th but is now 10th. And we are now promoted. And I will say, I meant what I said at the start of the season when I said I wasn't really sure what to expect from this year, but obviously with the late additions we made and the players that we signed after the start of the season, they have been massive, massive difference makers for us. And while strictly from a content creator point of view, I feel like we've got through this season quickly, but because there's not been a lot of drama, I've not really wanted to drag things out. I'd love to know your thoughts on the pacing of this season. Something that I used to do was kind of spend, 10 episodes a season going through things. I feel like with Park to Prem now, I generally try to aim for 5 to 7 episodes throughout the season. I feel like that's enough frequency for you to kind of know what's going on without it just kind of feeling like the seasons are progressing a bit too slowly. But I must admit, this season particularly, just because of the nature of, I guess, the FA Cup run coming to a halt when it did, and also just how the league's gone, even this season's gone a little bit quicker than I am really accustomed to. I don't know, maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I'd like to know what you think down below. It is going to be an interesting transfer window, though. We've got millions of pounds to spend if we want. I think, to be honest, we're going to be looking to stretch the wage budget as far as we can, lower the transfer budget, and be a bit reliant on free transfers. Also, with all the players with promotional wage rises, I'm actually not sure how much in the way of wage budget we're going to have. It was one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to secure some of these new signings whilst we could. These are players, O'Connor, O'Loughlin, Sassy, who I think are going to be useful depth squad players, kind of in a very, well, you know, good age range where hopefully they can grow with the first team. I feel like, and I don't want to jinx it, I feel like the Championship is going to be a bigger challenge than League One. It's that level where the money just does get a little bit silly. I guess we're going to find out how we get on in the coming episodes. I don't know, it feels like a weird vibe in a weird season. I wanted to beat Stockport so badly, and we bottled it. But hopefully you enjoyed today's season nevertheless. Next time out, Championship preparation. I'm excited for it. I'll see you here next time. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.